It's recap time. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and this is not my usual intro. This is a bit of a special episode. Unfortunately, I will be away for a few days, and I found out this interesting way of filling the gaps with recaps from previous episodes. If this is your first time here, use it as an opportunity to find topics that you might be interested in and go back to listen to the original ones. If you are a usual listener of the Shower Podcast, well, again, this might be a rehearsal of topics that you might be interested in. Otherwise, I understand if you want to wait for me to be back. But in the meanwhile, the podcast needs to continue and we need to reach day 365. Having said that, I will not keep you longer. Thank you very much for listening. As always, a like and a subscribe. They are always welcome. And now, recap time.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to sift through sources and pull out those key insights, basically helping you get well-informed fast.
Today's mission is a little different, actually. We're looking at someone who creates content for us, someone trying to find those shortcuts themselves. We're diving into 5 recent deep dives from Chip, the host of the Shower Podcast. And what's really cool is Chip gave us these sources himself, so it's a peek into his own journey, his struggles and learnings.
Exactly. It's a great chance to pull out the main messages, maybe some surprising bits of self-reflection, and definitely those moments you can really relate to. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes look at how a creator thinks and evolves. And look, if anything we talk about really clicks with you, you can always go back and listen to Chip's original episodes. We definitely recommend it for the full picture.
Okay, let's jump in. First up is episode 209, which Chip called Can't Stop Running. So the main theme here is that feeling, that pervasive sense of needing to do something all the time, that struggle to just be still. Chip asks, is this actually a good thing, this constant drive? Yeah, and he starts with a pain point that's probably familiar to many of us, distractions, especially social media doom scrolling. He even mentions trying an app to limit usage, like 1-2 minutes at a time. But the funny, or maybe not so funny part is, he admits it works, well, until it doesn't.
Yeah.
He says sometimes when the app glitches or fails, he actually takes advantage and ends up losing hours to what he calls empty scrolling.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's like the tool breaks. Instead of fixing it, you just lean right into the broken system. So relatable. So he gets into this core question, this cannot stop running feeling. Is it good or bad, an asset or a liability?
Right. And he sees both sides. He
Yeah.
says it can be an advantage, like when you have a clear plan. At work, maybe, with set tasks.
Yeah.
Then that drive helps you move smoothly from one thing to the next. You get stuff done.
Like a well-oiled machine, yeah.
Yeah.
Productive when there's structure.
Exactly. And this is the crucial bit. He says the moment he's bored or doesn't have a plan, that same drive becomes a problem, a liability. He describes it as getting stuck in this loop, wanting to do something, but not committing to anything specific, just doing empty things, as he puts it.
That connects to something he's talked about before, doesn't it? That idea where doing nothing feels somehow safer than trying something that might not work out perfectly.
Precisely. But he realizes that leads nowhere. So ultimately, he decides this cannot stop running state is undesirable. It's the feeling of being chased, chased by this need to achieve, but without actually achieving anything useful. It just leads to frustration.
And he adds this funny personal note. Despite the title, Can't Stop Running, he absolutely hates actual running, like running for exercise.
Yeah, which just underscores that feeling, doesn't it? Being chased by some vague pressure, no finish line in sight.
So what's the main takeaway from this one?
I think it's about self-awareness. Recognizing when a day just isn't clicking. And crucially, accepting that that's okay. It happens. The important thing he stresses is to keep trying to do the right thing, not just anything to fill the time. Intentional effort over aimless motion.
Doing the right thing. That's a perfect bridge, actually, because doing the right thing often comes down to planning your day effectively. Which brings us neatly to episode 210, It's About to Fall. And here, Chip uses this brilliant analogy for daily planning, picturing your day as a game of Jenga.
Yeah, this one really resonated. He talks about how he used to see tasks just laid out flat, like separate blocks on a table. Pick one, do it, pick another. His breakthrough, his aha moment, was seeing them stacked, like a Jenga tower. Suddenly there's structure, there are priorities, some blocks are foundational, others are riskier to move. It changes everything.
That's such a great visual. And the challenge then becomes obvious, right? In Jenga, you can't just pull any block. If you try to remove those tricky bottom ones too early, or the really complicated ones, or if you only go for the easy top ones without thinking,
Right. You destabilize the whole thing. How often do we do that? Answer a few quick emails while that big, important project, the foundational block, just sits there, making the whole day wobbly.
Exactly. And the consequence, as Chip points out using the analogy, is the tower collapses. You're essentially playing against yourself.
You get overwhelmed, your day structure falls apart, and you end up skipping the important stuff because you spent your energy on the wrong moves. It's self-sabotage, really.
So the lesson isn't just list your tasks, it's strategize. You need a plan for your moves. Maybe tackle that hard thing early, stabilize the tower for later. Because if your moves don't work together, if you pull the wrong block, boom, everything falls. And trying to rebuild a collapsed Jenga tower at 5 p.m., forget it. The tasks just spill into the next day, making that tower even shakier.
And he explains why he likes these analogies. They're not just cute tricks. They make complex ideas stick, make them fun, but more importantly, they shift how you think. Visualizing your day as Jenga makes the strategy almost intuitive. It helps you navigate the complexity better than just a boring to-do list. It's about thinking differently.
Yeah, and that kind of smart strategic planning, that's the antidote to that empty loop from the first episode, isn't it? Feeling busy but getting nothing done. It's about being intentional. Okay, so this leads us to episode 211, Are You Getting Better? This one feels quite introspective. Chip calls it a mini therapy session. He's asking himself and us, am I actually improving? And he uses his podcast journey as the case study.
Right. And he reminds us why he started the Shower Podcast in the first place. He was very specific to fight procrastination, that habit of always thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, waiting for the day after. His idea was that a daily public commitment would force him to break that pattern.
And, on the surface, huge success. He's done it for over 200 days straight. That's consistency. And he acknowledges he's gotten better at the mechanics, fluency, rhythm, improvising on the spot since he doesn't use a script, just a title and an idea. That takes real skill.
Totally. But here's the twist, the really honest part. Despite the consistency, despite the improved skills, the original problem, procrastination, is still there. He admits he still does everything right at the end of the day, shoving it all to the last minute, even though he has breaks where he could record.
He tries to justify it, right? Saying he thinks it works better that way.
Yeah, but then he immediately undercuts it, calls it a self-told story, not something he's actually proven. Which makes you think, doesn't it? Are our own routines solving the real issue, or just hiding it in plain sight?
And he gives concrete proof. He says the first, 20 or 30 episodes, planned and recorded the day before. But since then, always at the end of the day, that is the procrastination he set out to beat. Still hanging around even for a quick 7-10 minute recording. Shows how stubborn these habits can be.
Absolutely. And his main point here is so crucial. When you set out to fix something, make sure you stay focused on the original problem. His problem was procrastination, not consistency, not being shy. So while consistency got way better, the procrastination waiting till the last minute didn't. He warns, if you drift from your original goal, you might achieve something, but maybe not the thing you really needed.
But he's not just leaving it there, is he? He actually commits to trying to change it. He says he'll try recording earlier, let listeners know, even asks them to listen for a difference. That's pretty brave, putting it out there like that.
It really is, and it loops back to us, the listeners. We all have our struggles. And Chip's point is vital. Remember why you started. Keep that original purpose clear, otherwise you might end up somewhere you didn't intend.
Definitely. And sometimes getting better means you need a totally fresh perspective, a new angle, which sets up episode 216 perfectly. A new face. And this marks a big shift. It's the first episode Chip didn't record in the shower, except for that time he was traveling in Thailand.
Yeah, a noticeable change. He gives a couple of reasons. One, he just wasn't feeling the urge to record in the shower recently. Two, it's an experiment. He's trying something different, aiming for maybe more introspection, more stream of consciousness feel, no script, and significantly not seeing himself on camera. It suggests being open to changing even successful formulas.
He also mentions practically time constraints, right? The effort of distributing content. So this format is maybe a compromise, keeping the daily content going while perhaps freeing up time for other things.
But the core idea, a new face, goes way beyond how he records. He encourages us to try on a different persona sometimes, especially if we feel maybe a bit too settled or even stuck in who we are now.
Explain that new face idea a bit more. It sounds intriguing.
He frames it like an incognito mission. For a day maybe, consciously act a bit differently. Maybe try being funnier or more direct or more empathetic than usual. He suggests low-stakes places to try this. A secondary online profile, joining a new forum or group where nobody knows you. It's about controlled experimentation with your own behavior.
And the benefit? What's the point of playing dress up with your personality?
Well, he argues it can show you what you might be missing. It lets you explore different ways of being, maybe find aspects you want to integrate, or just have a new experience. It's about understanding the range of possibilities for yourself, broadening your own sense of self.
That connects back really well, doesn't it, to the self-improvement journey. Trying a new face could be a strategic move in your daily Jenga game.
Or maybe a way to shake things up if you're stuck in that can't stop running, the going nowhere loop. Introduce a new variable, a new perspective. It's about deliberate personal evolution.
Deliberate evolution. I like that. And that leads us right into the last episode, 217, I'd win. This one is pure mindset. Chip poses this great question. When you see someone achieve something amazing, what's your gut reaction? Is it, wow, I could never do that? Or is it something closer to, nah, I'd win?
Right. He explains the quote, "Nah, I'd win," comes from this anime character, Gojo, who's seen as basically unbeatable. Chip admits, yeah, it sounds arrogant on the surface, but he argues it's actually an incredibly powerful mindset if you understand it correctly. It's not about empty boasting. It's about deep, earned self-belief.
Okay, but how do you get that kind of belief? Because most of us aren't Gojo. That's the hard part.
Exactly. And Chip points out the common mistake. People try to shortcut it. They want the confidence now, without putting in the work. But confidence without proof, it feels fake. Your brain knows you're bluffing, he says. Leads straight to self-doubt.
So what's the solution then? How do you build real proof?
Simple. Deceptively simple. Build it with small wins, tiny steps. He gives examples. Go to the gym just once, cook one healthy meal, study for 20 minutes instead of scrolling, send that one email you've been dreading. Each tiny action is a piece of evidence. It tells your brain, see, I can do things.
And these little wins, they add up, right? It's not just about the single action.
Precisely. He talks about the compounding effect. Small wins become memories. Memories build patterns. Patterns shape identity. That's how genuine belief grows. You move from, I'm not sure I can, to, okay, I think I can handle this. It's earned, brick by brick.
And Chip admits he's not immune to chasing big wins either, right? He mentions having some early luck.
Yeah, he's relatable there too. He acknowledges he sometimes falls into that trap of wanting the big, splashy success.
Yeah.
But he stresses, focusing only on the big wins. That's a mistake. You need the small, consistent efforts underneath.
So his definition of winning isn't about crushing opponents or being perfect.
Not at all. He defines winning as showing up, consistently, getting a little better each time. Confidence, in his view, isn't just something you have. It's a skill you build, a reward you earn by doing things, especially the small things.
He even suggests whispering it to yourself, doesn't he, when you feel intimidated? Yeah, that's cool, but I think I'd win.
Not as arrogance, but as a way to spark that inner belief. A reminder that you can strive for something really good through steady effort. It's about claiming your own potential.
Wow. Okay, so bringing all 5 of these deep dives together, you really see a narrative emerge that nah, I'd win mindset feels like the engine, the inner strength you need to face down that can't stop running anxiety, to play your daily Jenga game strategically, and to keep pushing to get better, even if it means trying on a new face. It all connects.
It really does. What Chip lays out across these episodes is this ongoing process of self-improvement. He's honest about the struggles, he finds practical tools like the Jenga idea, and he works on building that resilient mindset, that I'd win attitude. It's a very grounded, holistic approach.
So for you listening, maybe the question is, which of Chip's ideas hit home the most today? That feeling of running, the Jenga tower, the struggle with procrastination, trying something new, building small wins.
And maybe, just maybe, what's one small win you could aim for this week? Just one tiny piece of proof to start building your own NAD-win foundation. Because that's where real confidence starts.
Some great food for thought there. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Chip's journey. It's been really insightful. See you tomorrow.